Email open rates. This is a big subject that we really fuck up. I'm going to make it really easy for you. Let's go. Welcome to the channel, the #1 place for direct response marketers on the planet, period. Now, if you haven't subscribed before, this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click the bell button so you can know when I upload these. I'm on one a day right now. And also smash that thumbs up button, man, because I know you're going to like the video. You can always take it back before you bounce. Okay, so the #1 secret to email open rates is you need to have a relationship with your list. That's #1. Before we get into like serious other subject lines, you can have the best subject line on the planet, but if they don't want to hear from you, then they're just not going to open it up. Another thing as well is you need to be relevant to what your list wants. You need to like, if you're sending out emails about cars and then all of a sudden you start emailing about fishing, probably not going to do too well there. They're going to be like, well, I didn't subscribe to this dude for fishing, and they're going to unsubscribe. Just a quick story, like just changing your photo on Instagram, for instance. I changed my photo a couple of times, and you lose 100 to 200 subscribers every time you change your name, or if you change a photo. People figure I didn't subscribe to this dude, or I didn't know. They're kind of like creatures of habit. So if you're not relevant to your list, then they're just going to be like, I don't want to hear from this guy at all. So no email subject line whatsoever is going to save you if #1, you don't have a relationship with your list. If #2, you're not relevant. Curiosity-based subject lines are my absolute favorite. You want to get them to, you want to just induce that click. You want to get them to click. Remember, curiosity killed the cat. I want to get them to click. That's the #1 thing. And remember, subject lines are pretty much headlines. That's how I look at anything, even YouTube titles, whatever. You want to get that attention. Eugene Schwartz says in his book, in Breakthrough Advertising, that the reason, or the whole purpose, the sole purpose for your headlines, which is the subject lines in this instance, is to get them to read what's coming next. If you can't get them to open it up, they can't read what's inside. Curiosity drives sales. It moves people. It moves mountains. People really want to know what's going on. It's just human nature. So have you seen this big headline? Like, have I seen what? Especially if they know you and if they've heard from you and you're being relevant, they definitely want to know, well, what is he talking about? Or I quit. Big one. I've used that before. And you have to segue into something else. Like, I totally quit my job today. I'm now a full-time YouTuber, blah, 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 right? BYE, which is buy, but what that stands for is the best year ever. And that's what I do. So I segue into the best year ever, and it's buy, right? And this next one is don't open unless you're a player. And what that's doing is just basically saying, don't open this. And they only want to know, what is he talking about? These are all really good curiosity-based headlines. Into my swipe files below, I've added subject lines that you'd probably like, that a lot of them are curiosity-based, and they have some more stuff that I have coming up in the next few slides, so stay tuned. Personalization, a name in the subject line, works great. Now, here in the bottom, I have plus curiosity. Don't feel like you can't. Now, I say mix and match, but then Nancy will say, you're not saying it right. So it's mix and match, or I say Mitch and match, right? So anyways, you can mix and match these. You can use personalization plus curiosity inside your subject line. So, hey, Nancy, have you seen this? By the way, hey is another big one. You can just put hey, ... and that'll just get opened, or hey, Nancy, ... People love seeing their own name. Personalization is big. They did a test at a university, and they gave people a blank piece of paper and a pen. And like 70% of the time, people wrote their own name. People love seeing their name. So Nancy, you're not going to want to miss this. Or hey, have we met, Nancy? That's actually when I use in my indoctrination sequences, and welcome Nancy, like if you're welcoming somebody to the list. Now, just remember, you could do curiosity based with this as well, and it all works, but just remember, people love seeing their name inside the subject line. Now, a lot of you are going to say, hey, I don't normally answer emails, when this happens, when I get those emails, I delete them. I've even seen people comment on videos like that before. These emails aren't meant for you then. These emails are meant for normal people. Marketers kind of know these tricks or whatever, so that doesn't apply to you. Now, let's just talk about normal subject lines that I use quite frequently that get opened. I'm talking like a 29%, which is industry standard, by the way. 20% to 30% open rate if you have a decent list should be pretty standard. So if you're getting anything less than that, you should rethink your subject lines. But tipping the sacred cow works really good. In other words, people that have like this dogma or beliefs, super strong beliefs in something, if you just tip that over, like I might say that email is dead, and you see where that niche is, so that puts your niche in there. Whatever your niche is, it's dead. It no longer works anymore. And be like, what? Again, did you see this? Are these warnings, like warning? Putting anything like that in brackets, like videos, or this is a vlog or whatever, or attention or anything like that, those will get opened. Or last chance, that's the fear of missing out. Those are all really good, simple subject lines. Or what's wrong with, right? And then you can put that person's name in there with personalization. Remember, we can mix and match with this, right? And maybe we should part ways, and you can put Nancy on there as well. Tipping the sacred cow, that will say, well, normally people wouldn't say maybe we should part ways. That's not typical. So I'm going to go ahead and click this. Remember, all we're trying to do here is get the click. But listicles are really big. So you're talking about 10 steps, how to, and then the benefit. Or you want to talk about 7 tips to do and your benefit. And how-tos. How to do this, your benefit. Remember, we can mix and match right now, right? So Nancy, here's how you can, and then put the benefit, right? Whatever the benefit is that you're doing. How-tos and listicles and the subject, benefit-driven subject lines definitely work, especially when you have a really niche down market. You can definitely say, hey, Nancy, here's how you, wax your car or something. Maybe you have a car care blog, or maybe you have a car care list, and that's what you talk about. So they know who's it coming from? They use personalization, and now you're telling me, or here's a tutorial, and you can put vlog, 7 tips how to do blah, or you can put new video, 7 tips how to do whatever. You can put that in there because people love watching videos and they love seeing their name. Again, we can mix and match, and you have curiosity. So now you have all 3 lined up in one subject line. Try the all 3 method. I'm telling you, it's going to work. When you start mixing and matching, and when you start adding things and taking things away, right? When you say, hey man, doing this and putting that personalization. Now, you don't want to use personalization on every email subject line, because then it becomes normal. And what I want you to do is alternate these subject lines, and that's what's going to come up in the bonus coming up next. Nancy does all of my graphic work, and I forgot to tell her to put this in here myself, but putting icons, those emojis, if you put emojis in the subject line, they're known to get like a 30% boost in open rates as well. People see those emojis, that induces a click for some reason, but don't do it every email, because after a while they just go, this guy uses emojis in every email and I won't open them. But every once in a while, use an emoji. See, like when I told you, now you can mix and match this, right? So what would be appropriate here? So when it says, hey, last chance, hey Nancy, last chance, put a little clock emoji next to the subject line, and that's appropriate, it's congruent, and it's gonna get the click. Now, here's something called the second email subject line. When you open your email, you're going to see the subject line, and then you're going to see the first part of the email. So it's going to say, hey, Nancy, open here. So then it's going to say whatever it's going to say in the email. What you want to do is the first part of your email, continue on your curiosity-based headline. So to give you an example, to begin your email, if you say, hey, Nancy, have you seen this? Then on the first part of your headline, you're not going to believe what I just found, and put a ... That's going to show up right after that. So that's a second headline, or a second subject line, that they're going to give you a preview in your Apple email client or on Gmail. You're going to get that preview of the email. So that's another little thing that will induce the click, because it's kind of like the deck copy from a headline. Movie titles, really cool. Like 50 Shades of Sonny, right? Everybody has a 50 Shades email. Use different movie titles that people will recognize, Star Wars stuff, Star Trek stuff, things that your demographic would be familiar with. So if you're not Trekkies, or if you're not Star Trek, or you have a certain age demographic, maybe you start talking about SpongeBob or some shit like that, right? Whatever it is, use that if it's appropriate. Talk about Barney, different little purple jokes, things that you know that are with people, Muppets, or, you know, things like that, the people that you know, Sesame Street stuff that you know we watched when we were younger, but be appropriate to your own age demographic. The next thing is book titles. So right here, she has The Adventures of Sonny Tee. That's supposed to be Huckleberry Finn. Whatever you can relate to, those book titles, those are different subject lines that people will relate to, and they'll open that up to The Adventures of Sonny Tee, and it just looks familiar. And that will induce that click. And last but not least, jingles. So everybody likes Sarah Lee. So if you put that in, like everybody likes Sonny Tee, they will get that, right? They will understand what that jingle is if it's age appropriate and inside of your demographic. So for me, it's like the A-Team and stuff like that. I'm dating myself right now, but it doesn't matter. Whatever it is for you. Now it could be Dexter or something like that, or, you know, Scandal, whatever. TV shows, radio, TV shows, jingles. It could be another YouTube influencer's jingle. Whatever it is, you can use those jingles. Now, let me tell you this. One thing for certain and two things for sure. You're going to have to test out these subject lines, and you're going to have to get to emailing them out, man. This is an everyday thing. Send out those emails, A/B test those subject lines, and you'll start to see what get opens and what won't get opens. Because I'll tell you this for sure. What works for your list won't work for mine, and vice versa, man. Hey, if you like this video, share it with a friend. Click the thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button. Destroy that joint. And as always, man, this is an everyday thing, man. Make sure that you get started today. No excuses, no explanations. Let's get it done.